All right, this video is going to walk you through how this unit and the rest of the year will be set up. It is a modern classroom style unit. And one thing you'll notice right away is when you go to classwork for Unit 6, everything is already posted. So you will have access to it from the start, and I will show you how you see due dates and the recommended order to work through. Any announcements and things will be here in the stream that you might need. So in order, you should take a look here. The first thing you'll need to know is your unit tracker. So every student has been assigned their own copy of this, and if you open it up, you will see that it breaks down. You will first type your name in and replace this so that I know whose this is. And then just to orient you to what we're looking at, on the left you have the lesson. So 6.0 is an intro. And then you have 1, an extension or extra credit activity, 2, an extension or extra credit, 3, an extension or extra credit, and 4, which is extra credit in practice for a quiz. And then as you scroll down, you see we all have a catch-up day, a review day, and a quiz day scheduled. So some things to be aware of: the date to be on pace for each unit. This is the recommended time that you should have the must-do assignments for that unit finished. If you fall behind these dates, I might put you in a small group to work with you and leave you a comment to make sure you have time in advisory or during class to catch up. So these recommend when you do these lessons. For the extension and some other activities, you'll see there is no recommended date for those. So you'll notice everything is color-coded. So in blue are your must-do assignments. These are things everyone has to do. Your unit quiz will be open notes, and your practice and mastery checks, which are your assignments, all are open note. So every lesson starts with a notes, which we'll look at in a second, but anything in blue you must do. In green are should-do assignments. These are highly recommended for you to get more information about the topic, to practice using your notes and answering questions, and to get extra credit for certain activities. The orange items are your aspire to-dos, or if you are ahead and doing well and knocking your assignments out, mastering them. There is some research options for a few of the lessons to dig deeper if you're interested in any of the topics, or there is a student choice activity that I'll show you in a second that you can do. So blue is a must-do, green is a should-do, highly recommended for practice and for more information. Orange is those aspire to do. So for each lesson, you've got your breakdown of assignments, and everything is linked here. So there will be less links in Google Classroom and more right here on your tracker. So for instance, you could come here and choose to go to the Edpuzzles to learn about Oceania and Antarctica before the unit starts, or you could dive right in and start at your physical geography of Oceania and Antarctica. Now, real quick, some things are linked and available in Google Classroom. So if you go to 6.1, here it will tell you for this lesson, the notes are in the blue folder on the table. Get a copy of the notes, then go to your Unit 6 tracker to access the Edpuzzle. So it's on you to go get your notes and start working on those. So if you click in here on the notes, that link will take you to the Edpuzzle, which you will use to fill in your notes. And there are some questions here to give you practice as you're watching the video answering questions. So that's your notes. When you finish that, you would put a check mark in the box, and then I know you have your notes for the unit quiz as well. There's a practice assignment or a practice activity for each lesson. Sometimes they will be similar to your mastery checks, and they will be a Google form with some questions. These you can take over and over again. You can see your answers and what you got correct and what you got wrong after, and you can reattempt them to get 100%. They're just for practice, but I would recommend getting 100 before you move to your mastery check, which is going to be a little different. These are not as long as the assignments we've had before, but you need to score a 50% or higher. Some of them are going to ask you to answer in a complete sentence or type, and some of them ask you to pick the correct answer. Important to note, you'll see this in Google Classroom when you look for each assignment. For the mastery check, you get one attempt to score 80% or better. If you do not, you will need to complete a retake after we meet either one-on-one or during small group time in a lesson, and then I will post that retake for you once you are ready and once we have discussed what you can do to improve. Highly recommended you do the practice first. I think if you do practice first and get yourself to 100, there's a good chance you will pass an ACE, get above an 80 on the mastery check. So that's the way each lesson will break down. For research, our extra credit, there is either an activity where you will pick a topic and read through some questions and do some Google Slides or a Google Doc. That is one option you have. Or there is a student choice activity where each of you has a journal and you can choose one of the activities as you would like to do for that activity. I will add those in. They're not here yet, but I'll add them to this assignment so you can see what the options are. They will be things like doing work for another class, Alex, tutoring another student, things like that. So all of your lessons are already here. When you get your scores, I can show you them. You can input them here, or I will input them as I see them. And then if you end up needing to retake, I'll post it, and then you can let me know by completing out your filling out your tracker here, whether you've done that retake or not. So that is what you need to know. This is where everything is located, and you have recommended due dates, but just know that we need to be all caught up and together by our review day, where we will do an in-class review activity, and then our unit quiz day, we will take our quiz using our notes like our other units. So go ahead and get started on our first unit. If you have any questions, raise your hand, get your unit trackers open, and start opening the links. Go get your first set of notes if you're ready, and get started.